Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Here I talk about my inner journey, a magical, messy journey that started around 5 years ago. And I don't know when it's going to end or if it's ever going to end. Today, I want to talk about how I could let go of perfectionism, not completely, but to a point where I could start taking actions towards my ideas. So I used to look at my favorite writers, favorite content creators, my favorite kind of business owners, and people who created something beautiful and meaningful. And I used to think that they were built in different. They were born resilient, insightful, hardworking, designed for greatness. And the way their brain is wired is completely different than mine. And it was true to some point, not about all of those people, but about the ones who were born and raised in loving environments with loving caregivers, growing up without trauma and, going through life with solid, healthy belief systems. And now I know that everything kind of goes back to that. But the difference that I thought there was between me and those people back then was something different. So I used to think that these people go through life without a single mistake, without saying anything wrong, and without doing anything less than perfect. They're always regulated, calm, peaceful, confident 24/7, and they live their life, every aspect of their life to the highest standard of perfection. It's like some gods walking on earth. That was my mindset since I can remember. And it was kind of shocking for me when the first few times my therapist told me, you have the right to make mistakes. You are allowed to say wrong things, and you might even do wrong things based on your current consciousness and maturity. The important part is that you repair whatever that needs repair, and then learn from your mistakes and then grow. That's how you evolve. That's how everyone, even the most successful people, go through life. That's how it works. And I still remember the first time it sat in my body and in my being that I can make mistakes. And it doesn't mean that I am bad, unworthy, stupid, and not good enough. And I did not know that. It was not part of my belief system. I did not know that it's not only okay to make mistakes, but it's part of how life, relationships, and progress works. My belief system was based on the idea that I have to stay small, quiet, and invisible, and not bore life and annoy people with my mistakes until I am perfect. And if I ever make a mistake, it means that I am unforgivable, and I am unworthy, and I am a failure. Mm, I used to hear from like content creators, from motivational speakers that mistakes are a part of growth, but it never shifted. It never made a shift inside because it was not part of my belief system. They didn't change my feelings towards making mistakes and my inner struggles after making them. But, but, but when I was held in a safe space for a long while, going through life, making mistakes, doing wrong things, and constantly reminded by my therapist that I am allowed to and I can learn from them, I can reflect and I can grow and I can go on. Well, that changed my inner belief system. And it was how it was supposed to be built in the first place, when I was a kid, held in a safe space, going through life, discovering life through mistakes, and constantly reminded that I am allowed to make mistakes and I am loved unconditionally. But I wasn't given that opportunity in my childhood. Actually, the idea that I can take action, do whatever I want to do based on my current knowledge and uh, maturity, and then make mistakes, and then learn from my mistakes, and then make a new level of knowledge and maturity based on that is quite exciting. It makes taking action so much more easier and fun. I have this sentence that I always tell myself. I remember writing it in my notebook, I think 2 years ago when I was on a trip. We didn't come down here for perfection. We were already there. We came here for the joy of experience. It's always a relief to be reminded that I am a human being, and I can make mistakes. And I was never meant to be perfect. And I am already worthy and I am already enough right now, holding all of my mistakes and imperfections in my being. And my wish here with sharing my journey is to remind you that you are also a human being and you were never meant to be perfect, and you are already worthy and you are already enough, holding all of your mistakes and imperfections right now in your being. I am so happy that I'm out here telling my story, and I'm so happy that you are listening to my story. Thank you so much for being here.